Finally, after all this time, Paul and Mary Jane are finally broken up. Mary Jane dumped this loser. She said, I've had enough of you. I can't deal with you anymore. You're such a dweeb. Not obviously like that, but they worked it out, they talked it out, and she's like, this was clearly a relationship built on trauma, and we shouldn't be dating anymore. And I couldn't be happier. Rejoice, everybody. So with this news, with this banger news we've heard, I figured I'd make a list of the moments that I just couldn't stand about Paul, the worst character in Spider-Man's mythos, in my opinion. Because like he was really only created to make fans mad, and he's been around far too long. We're coming up on 4 years now of just being a rage bait character. That's all he is. Let's just jump right into this list of reasons why I hate Paul. Some of his worst moments. They're just terrible. And we're going to start off with this fuck-ass panel right here. I hate it. I see it everywhere. Everywhere. Even still to this day, I see this panel all the time. It's probably going to be the thumbnail for this video. This panel is just so overdone. This is the Paul panel, honestly. The PP. Paul panel. This is the one. You see it everywhere you look. If you type Paul's name into Google Images, it's going to bow. It's going to be all of this image and nothing but this image, it feels like. I hate it. This guy sucks and he looks terrible here. This is like this picture that you see everywhere and I can't get it out of my head. It's like, oh my God, I close my eyes and Paul's, oh God, it's like a nightmare. This guy sucks. On a more serious note, the next one I'll bring up is Paul was directly in charge of his father, who had mental issues. Paul then forced his father to work instead of getting him medical help. Paul's father would then cause Armageddon on his dimension's Earth, killing every single human being on the planet besides Paul. He could have killed every single creature. Death in the trillions. And this is solely because of Paul's greedy-ass greed. Why is this man so goddamn greedy? Your father is struggling with his mental health. Why can't you just send him to the doctors? Why don't you just let him get a checkup? No, you're going to force somebody else to watch over him, so you're going to reduce even more of your responsibilities. And then when that guy gets murdered for it, you're going to try and find him in the 616 dimension and offer him anything he asks for. Like, what is this? This is terrible. They're like acting like this isn't all Paul's fault. It is all Paul's fault. It's 200% Paul's fault. So I don't understand how we're rolling with this notion that this isn't Paul's fault. But whatever. Paul sucks. This guy's the greediest guy around. He's so goddamn greedy, he inadvertently had his father create Armageddon. Are you serious? Next up. Paul and Mary Jane at the same resort as Black Cat and Peter. Oh my goodness, did this scene, anybody else hate this scene so much? Or was it just me? You got like Paul and Mary Jane at this hotel. They're being so snooty and rude to Black Cat and Peter. Like Peter's like, this was not even my idea. And Mary Jane's like, I know you did this on purpose. And Peter's like, I didn't do this on purpose. I don't know why you keep saying that. And Black Cat's like, it's true, it was my idea. And then Peter's robe falls off. He's wearing Black Cat's, like, not Black Cat's underwear. He's wearing underwear with Black Cats on them. And everybody starts laughing at him, making fun of him. It's like, God, I hate this moment. I hate this moment so much. Fuck Paul. This shouldn't be a thing. Why is Mary Jane at a resort with anybody else besides Peter Parker? And why is Peter Parker at a resort with anybody else besides Mary Jane? I hated this. I hated every second of it. Especially because the end of this arc has Peter saying that he loved Mary Jane like a sister. Paul, when I catch you, I swear to God. Next up, when Paul actually made Jackpot's device that allows her to use a random power depending upon what it rolls, you know, like a roulette machine, he actually programmed it with a chance to kill her. Yes, one of the rolls in this roulette machine is triple skulls, which would literally just make Mary Jane deceased. How, what? Who thought this was a good idea? Did he actually love Mary Jane? I can't see that. It looked like he was just slowly biding his time until he can get rid of her and kill her off. Because, what? You didn't have to do this, buckaroo, to my knowledge at least, and I've read the entirety of Zeb Wells' run. I don't remember them ever stating he needed to put a kill switch for Mary Jane in there. Like, oh my goodness, this guy's an idiot of epic proportions. How is he smart enough to make a Jackpot device, but not smart enough to not allow it to kill her? Are we serious? This guy's a dumbass. Oh my God, this next one drove me crazy when it happened. Do you remember when Peter Parker was evil? He had the Green Goblin sins, and he juked out Mary Jane, and he grabs Paul, and he drags Paul to the top of like a building or a lamppost, and he's about to throw him off of it. And you want to know what Paul says? It pisses me off to this day. You do what you gotta do, man. Oh, he's not that cool. He's not that guy. This guy should be panicking. He should be shitting himself. He should be like pissing himself. I think the panel itself should have a piss stain on his pants when this is happening, because he should be scared to death. Spider-Man, a guy who's taking on Juggernaut, a guy who's taking on Firelord, a guy who's beating Green Goblin, Venom, Doc Ock, Carnage. He's even beating Morlun multiple times at this point. And Paul isn't scared? You do what you gotta do, man. Nah. Don't let that slide. I hated this moment. I hated it so much, it made me almost want Peter to kill him. And I don't like when Spider-Man kills. He's only done it one time to my knowledge in canon. There's probably more than that, like you can count as inadvertent deaths. But the only time he actually killed somebody was in Spider-Man versus Wolverine to my knowledge. And honestly, I didn't want that to, change to 2 people. But if it was going to be Paul as the second person, and he was going to have the excuse of the Goblin's sins, I probably would have rolled with it, honestly. It probably would have been the only moment in Zeb Wells' run I was really riding with, because I hate this motherfucker. Oh my God, this next one. Oh. How about when he went to Spider-Man's crib, Peter Parker's crib, and he was going there to tell him to stay away from Mary Jane. He was going there to tell him to keep away from my woman. And he's going over there to son Peter, stay away from my girl kind of vibes. But when he gets there, Peter actually isn't there because he's getting his ass absolutely obliterated, beaten down by Tombstone. So Paul runs into a debt collector while he's there. And instead of, sonning Peter, trying to make him feel like a little kid, he sons Peter by paying his bills as if Peter's a little kid. God, I hate this man. Anything they try to do with him, it just feels so backhanded. Why does he have to pay Peter Parker's rent? My goat can't pay his own rent. We need another motherfucker from another universe who's not even from this universe to come over for a different universe to here. And somehow he has enough money still. Like I said, he's a greedy bastard. He probably stole a whole bunch of cash with him at the end of that Armageddon. And he paid off Peter's rent for a couple of months. I hate this man. Can we just flash back a little bit? How does he have this money? Where does he get all this money from? He offered that one guy anything he needs, so he clearly has money for that, and he paid off Peter's rent, so he clearly has money for that. Mary Jane, to my knowledge, also currently isn't working. I could be mistaken about that, so I'm pretty sure he pays for that apartment too. So where did he get this money from? Because he has no social security code or anything. He's not no IDs, nothing. He's not from this fucking universe. Where did this money come from? I truly believe at the end of his Earth's Armageddon, when everybody was dead, he still was being greedy, stealing money anywhere he could, which had no value in an Armageddon. There's no value in a monetary, piece of paper. So where did this money come from? Oh. How about his changing physique as if this guy was the Chameleon? As if this guy was Morph from X-Men? How come every single comic he's in, he looks completely different? Different. I mean, Kara Andrews drew him like a Giga Chad in one issue, and then in that same issue, he doesn't look like a Giga Chad at all. I don't understand it. It's like they try to get us to like him because they want to give him this big, muscular jock physique, and we're all like, not gonna happen. And they give him this man bun, and we're all just like, still not gonna happen. Do you see him? Do you see his fuck-ass face? No one's gonna like this guy. He sucks. How about his stupid-ass chicken korma? Oh my God, Peter. Oh, it's never a waste of time to come down here and try Paul's chicken korma. Shut the fuck up, Peter. Do not glaze this fucking bitch. You are the GOAT. What are you doing, bro? This moment pissed me off, so I had to add it to the list of moments that pissed me off about Paul. Oh, how about recently in All New Venom, when Paul was telling Mary Jane it's essentially Venom or me. But at the same time, Venom is the only thing that's literally keeping Mary Jane alive because she rolled the triple skulls that we talked about earlier. She rolled them and would have died had it not been for the Venom symbiote saving her life. So Paul's essentially saying, get rid of the Venom symbiote and die if you want to be with me or be with Venom. It's like, that's not much of a choice because not only do I not want to die, but you're a total loser and I'd rather be with Venom any day. So Mary Jane makes the choice, breaks up with the bitch. But there's still another one I gotta bring up. How about Paul making Mary Jane turn on Peter Parker? There's so many times you see this in the comics, at least during that run in that time period from 2022 to like 5 months ago-ish. There are so many times in that run where Mary Jane is just super rude and standoffish to Peter Parker. It's about responsibility. Don't call me anymore. This was my resort. Why'd you book the same resort that we did? Like, bro, it's not Mary Jane at all. Why is she being so mean? She's not a mean character like that. I think the worst of all, maybe not the worst of all, but this one really bothered me, was when, like, she was like, Peter's pain is my gain, or something along those lines. It's like, no, it's not. That is a man's for life. You guys are the two sides of the coin that is the best marriage in comic book history. So I don't understand why you're being so goddamn mean. But the nightmare is over, everybody. Paul and Mary Jane have broken up. The angels are singing down upon us as you can see the panel with glorious lighting as if God was shooting light through the background as she breaks up with them. You'd expect it to be a lot darker, right? But no. Fans clearly hated Paul, so they're like, let's just roll with it. Let's have the fans be happy. We'll give them some fan service and make it a lighthearted, not lighthearted, but a very well lit scenery, even though it shouldn't have been, because it makes us happy at least. But with all that being said, now that Mary Jane's dumped the loser, let's talk about some good moments with Paul, okay? The best moments that Paul has. I only have two, actually. The first one being when Paul was taking care of fake imaginary kids that actually were tracking beacons, and then they died. Yeah, that moment was awesome. I love that moment. Paul grew so attached to these fake-ass kids that weren't even real. They were actually tracking beacons, and they were the sole reason his life and Mary Jane's life was in constant danger, because the emissary was using these kids, who were not real, to figure out where Paul and Mary Jane were, wherever they were, because they always kept the kids on them, because they were trying to raise these kids. God, it didn't make me so goddamn happy when they died and Paul was left distraught and traumatized. The kids also didn't, in fact, die. That sounds a bit morbid. They were never real. They just vanished because they were a spell. They were fake. They were just like fake. They weren't real kids, you know? They were part of magic. So when they die or get rid of and Paul is just left there depressed, oh my God, I couldn't have been happier. So exciting. Could be the best moment of the entire Zeb Wells run. And the other best moment involving Paul is when Mary Jane breaks up with this loser punk ass bitch. Woo! Get this bitch out of here. That's it, everybody. Paul's gone. Hopefully he never comes back again, and we can move on with our lives and keep praying Mary Jane and Peter get back together. But we got the first step out of the way. Get rid of the biggest loser known to man, Paul. And he's finally gone. That's pretty much it for me in this video. Check out my Discord if you want to talk to me directly, but that's all I got. Shout outs to Paul being gone. If y'all want to throw a party, let me know. I'm down. I want to party about this. Dunk out. Peace.